Mr. Wang Yi. He's also likely to speak with President Xi Jinping. Meanwhile, China has cautioned the U.S. against supporting Taiwan, saying strengthening military collusion between the two will only escalate tensions and the risk of conflict in Taiwan Strait.
Strengthening military collusion between the United States and Taiwan will not bring security to Taiwan, nor can it save Taiwan from the doomed fate of independence, but will only push up tensions and the risk of conflict and confrontation in the Taiwan Strait, and will ultimately be like lifting a rock and stoning one's own foot.
All right, Laura Westbrook joins us with more from Hong Kong. Laura, good morning. Now, when we talk of this visit, then better U.S.-China ties are expected by both the sides, but then we see there are deep disagreements between both the sides. This being Antony Blinken's second visit to mainland, to what extent do we expect these differences to be ironed out?
Yes, as you said, and as we heard in Antony Blinken in his social media post on the platform X, he really highlighted the need and how critical it was to have dialogue between these two countries. And last night we saw him visit a basketball game. He also went to a steamed bun restaurant in Shanghai with the U.S. ambassador to China. And he also highlighted that he wanted to meet students, academics, as well as business leaders, really saying, and that shows that he wants to highlight personal relationships and that is also something that probably would not have happened before. It shows that the relations have stabilized between the two countries, that he's able to do this sort of softer diplomacy. But as you mentioned, there are still some key differences, and he said that in his video that they will seek to highlight. He really has two key goals on this trip. The first of which is getting China on side and trying to stop Chinese companies funding Russia's war effort in Ukraine, and also in helping to de-escalate the growing conflict in the Middle East, where China has a growing influence in these two areas. But there is also the timing of this trip. The U.S. Congress passed this $1 billion aid package to Ukraine as well as Taiwan, and China has really reacted quite angrily to that. This aid package will provide some arms support for China, and this also comes to Taiwan, and this also comes ahead of Taiwan's president being inaugurated next month. And for China, Taiwan really is one of their red lines. They said that just before this visit started. So as we go into the next 3 days, where Blinken is set to meet his counterpart, China's top diplomat Wang Yi, as well as a likely meeting with Xi Jinping in Beijing on Friday. Whether they will be able to collaborate and get over some of these key differences, well, we're just kind of have to wait and see.
All right, Laura, also China has used stern words with regard to U.S. supporting Taiwan. What more do we know about Chinese response?
So the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman was very angry about this. They said that this violated the One China principle. Now, that is the principle where China sees Taiwan as being part of its territory, and that it will unify at some point in the future. And they said that by arming the U.S. arming Taiwan and giving them support when it comes to military hardware as well as U.S. technology, that is going against that principle. And they also said that it was supporting pro-independent separatist forces in Taiwan, and this is something that is something that Beijing sees as being a threat to that One China principle. So we have heard some strong words from China about this aid package, and whether that will have an impact in the tone and the tenor of these talks as we go into some very important, global issues and global impact of the talks that will happen over the next days. Whether that will have an impact of how those talks and dialogues go, well, we'll just have to wait and see as well.
All right, Laura, thank you for joining in with